You know, she used to get mad, you know, they said Bernie's rough, he's raunchy. He just telling Joe he playing.
Ball, and I hit a home run to win the game, so I was excited. I ran all the way home, and when I came upstairs,
Cedric. That's the gut-wrenching choice Katt Williams made with Bernie Mac, and the hidden betrayals behind it will leave you questioning everything about. Picture this: your closest mentor in comedy, the guy who taught you everything, gets betrayed by the industry giants he trusted, leading to his untimely death. Now, imagine skipping his funeral because one of those backstabbers is playing the grieving friend. That's the gut-wrenching choice Katt Williams made with Bernie Mac, and the hidden betrayals behind it will leave you questioning everything about Hollywood.
My mother-in-law, she knew what was up because she was short. You know, hey mom, hi.
If you want help, that's not help, that's taken care of. You know, and then when they sit there and they play psycho.
He grew up in a tough neighborhood, losing his mom young and getting raised by his grandma, who inspired his fearless humor. By the 90s, Bernie was killing it in clubs, mixing family tales with that no-holds-barred edge that made crowds roar.
And tape your whole house up. And then wonder why you can't breathe.
Earning respect from folks like D.L. Hughley and Cedric the Entertainer. Then came the original Kings of Comedy tour in 1997, alongside Steve Harvey, Cedric, and D.L. It grossed millions, but behind the laughs, tensions brewed. Bernie was the real draw, pulling 70% of the audience, yet Steve called the shots, refusing to rotate headliners fairly. It's wild how Bernie sued Steve over stolen material and unequal pay, but kept pushing forward, landing roles in movies like Ocean's 11.
Do New York. First time I did Def Comedy Jam, it was my first time there. That was his famous.
I wish he could.
Right. Yeah.
I wish my grandparents and my.
Yet the producers pushed him to keep filming without real breaks. Bernie wasn't just funny, he was real, calling out Hollywood's fake side. He refused those weird industry rituals, like the stuff Katt later talked about, no compromising his manhood or values for fame.
Shut the fuck up and just pay attention. Don't say a motherfucking word.
Enter Katt Williams, who saw Bernie as a father figure in comedy. They bonded over shared hardships, both coming from poverty and using laughs to survive. Katt credits Bernie for teaching him to stay true, never sell out, and always protect your craft. When Bernie got sick, Katt watched from afar as the industry turned cold.
I love the candy. I used to get the candy that Valentine's Day. When I used to bite off the candy.
Doctors told him to rest, step back from shows, but Hollywood kept calling. He was taping his sitcom, The Bernie Mac Show, even when he could barely breathe. That's the pressure we're talking about. Katt heard stories from insiders, like how Steve acted superior on tour, treating Bernie like a threat instead of a partner. Bernie even said in interviews that Steve was jealous, trying to hog the spotlight. This built resentment, and Katt took notes, vowing not to get caught in the same traps. Oprah's name pops up too. She was tight with Steve and other elites, but stayed quiet when Bernie needed support. Katt later called her out for being part of that silent circle, linked to shady gatherings where folks like Diddy held sway.
I got a problem with that. And you talking to me in my ear, get that ass, get that ass. I want to kill your motherfucking ass, kill it.
Family said he was overworked, pushed beyond limits by an industry that saw him as disposable. His daughter Janice confirmed it. Dad was grinding nonstop, ignoring health warnings because the roles kept coming. Katt was devastated. He'd turned down replacing Bernie on the Kings tour after seeing the betrayal.
You have to use your imagination. And you keep some things to yourself. You know, that's the key to longevity.
The media painted Bernie's death as just illness, but whispers grew about foul play, not murder, but neglect. Co-star Reginald Ballard recalled Bernie wheezing on set, yet directors demanded more takes.
Big ass up, took out.
Katt kept quiet at first, mourning in his own way, but the funeral loomed. He knew Steve would be there, front row, acting like a brother. But Katt saw through it. Steve had profited while Bernie suffered, building an empire on compromises Bernie refused. Bernie's legacy? He left $15 million, but could have had more if not for the fights. He was the king who wouldn't bow, using fearlessness as his weapon. Katt inherited that fire, ready to expose it all years later. Fast forward to Katt's 2024 interviews, he blew the lid off on Club Shay Shay, racking up millions of views. He called Steve an idea thief, mocking his safe TV gigs while Bernie stayed raw on stage. It's heartbreaking how Bernie's truth-telling made him an outcast. He spoke against the tactics, the rituals, the silence that kept stars in line. Katt echoed that, saying Bernie was hated by those who cashed in on him. Remember Bernie's GQ chat? He aired out Steve's jealousy, how the tour was rigged. That honesty cost him roles, but built his cult following. Fans loved him for it, from ages 25 to 65, relating to his family bits and real talk. Katt watched Bernie's decline, seeing parallels in his own career ups and downs. Both fought the system, refusing to cross-dress or compromise, metaphors for selling out. That's why their bond ran deep. As Bernie's health worsened, calls came for Katt to step in. He said no, knowing the machine that chewed up Bernie would do the same to him. It was a stand for integrity in a cutthroat world. The industry turned a blind eye to Bernie's pleas for rest. Doctors warned him, but scripts kept piling up. His show ran 5 seasons, earning Emmys, but at what cost? His body gave out at 50. Katt's respect for Bernie went beyond words. He lived it, turning down big money to honor the lessons. That's the foundation of why the funeral became a no-go zone for him. Folks in comedy circles knew the score. Bernie was the talent, but others reaped the rewards. Cedric admitted the health toll, yet no one stepped up to ease the load. Oprah's silence stung. She had the platform to help, but stayed loyal to the elites. Katt linked her to the same circles Bernie avoided, fueling his distrust. In the end, Chapter 1 sets the stage, Bernie's rise, battles, and the betrayals that led to his fall. It's a tale of talent versus the machine, with Katt as the witness ready to speak out. Now, let's get into the heart of it, why Katt Williams straight up refused to show at Bernie Mac's funeral in 2008. The service was huge, packed with stars, but Katt stayed away, later explaining on Theo Von that Steve Harvey's presence made it impossible. Steve was there, so I wouldn't have been, he said flat out. This wasn't just pettiness, it stemmed from deep pain. Katt saw the funeral as a fake show, full of hypocrites who ignored Bernie when he needed them most. He wanted to remember Bernie alive, cracking jokes, not in a box surrounded by betrayers. The painful truth? Katt believed the industry killed Bernie through neglect and pressure. He exposed how Steve hated Bernie, acting funnier on tour while Bernie carried the weight. Steve built his $200 million empire on compromises Bernie rejected. Katt went nuclear in recent interviews, like on Club Shay Shay in 2024, calling out Steve for stealing ideas and abandoning stand-up. The whole time Bernie was here, you acted like you were better, Katt fired off, linking it to why he skipped the funeral. Oprah got dragged in too. Katt accused her of knowing the dark side, staying silent as Bernie suffered. She was tied to elite rituals Bernie shut down, like that promo where he said no to kids on laps stuff. It's insane how Bernie's daughter backed this up, saying dad was overworked to death. Katt echoed that, revealing doctors begged Bernie to rest, but Hollywood demanded more, leading to his pneumonia collapse. Katt's absence was principle. He wouldn't stand with those who marginalized Bernie.